Hey everyone, it's Cory McCarthy and thanks for tuning in. Welcome to my top 5 list of common but harmful diet beliefs and practices that vegans follow and why science suggests that you should stop following them now. All of my references are listed over at my blog, Stronger, Faster Vegan, which is linked below. Now, let's get started. High carb, low fat diets are healthy, i.e. 80-10-10, 95-5, etc. While there is nothing inherently wrong with carbohydrate consumption, there is also nothing inherently wrong with fat or protein consumption, despite what these cult-like high carbers will tell you. And lowering your daily fat intake by too much can wreak havoc on your sex hormone values, according to a body of research. In healthy men, low-fat diets can cause at least a 15% reduction in total testosterone and at least a 13% reduction in free testosterone. On top of this, estrogenic hormones are about 12 to 28% higher in men who consume a low-fat diet. In women, low-fat diets can also lower estrogen by about 14% and free testosterone by about 19%. And then consider that some high-carb, low-fat derpity-derps recommend drinking or eating fuckloads of pure sugar. When research has shown that a single glucose feeding of 75 grams reduces testosterone by about 25% for at least 2 hours. It's like low-fat, bang, bang. High sugar, bang, bang. Fuck you, testosterone. Also keep in mind that a low-fat diet has been shown to lower cholesterol levels, but that also includes your healthy HDL levels. Also, dietary fat is needed to best absorb the nutrients that are in your food, such as the fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K. So a low-fat diet can actually put you at risk for deficiencies. If you want to maintain good health, then ditch the stupid low-fat diet fads and stick to the recommendations from organizations such as the American Heart Association, the World Health Organization, the Center for Disease Control, and the Institute of Medicine. In other words, 20 to 35% of your daily calories from fat, or more accurately, your maintenance calories. This comes to about 0.33 to 0.99 grams of fat per pound of body weight per day, so lower your carbs and make some room for more fat. You might be asking at this point, well, what about protein? Well, I'll be covering that momentarily. For now, my focus is still on fat, which brings me to another nutritional absurdity. Brought to you by Dr. John A. McDougall, the author of The Starch Solution. The fat you eat is the fat you wear. This quote is an absurd overgeneralization that reveals McDougall's ignorance when it comes to nutrition. And fair enough, most medical doctors have a very limited knowledge of nutrition, unless they've committed themselves to self-study in that area. Can fat make you fat? Well, yes, but not inherently. Fat contains 9 calories per gram, which makes fat about 56% more calorically dense than carbs or protein. Therefore, you run a greater risk of overconsuming calories when it comes to fat intake, if you don't monitor properly. But no, fat itself will not inherently put slabs of fat on your body. There was a 6-month study published in February 2014 which monitored the effects of a high-fat vegan diet that contained 43% of daily calories from fat sources like nuts and vegetable oils. The results? Not only did the subjects lose a little over 15 pounds of body fat, but they also improved heart disease risk factors. It really comes down to the calories consumed, and not some specific evil macronutrient. In fact, back in 2010, a professor of human nutrition from Kansas State University underwent a 10-week diet that included Twinkies, Nutty Bars, powdered donuts, Doritos, chips, sugary cereals, Oreos, plus a multivitamin and protein shakes for good measure, I suppose. Despite this debauchery, he ended up losing 27 pounds and 8.5% body fat simply by counting his calories. Now, while I don't suggest that you copy that professor's experiment for a number of reasons, the impact of calorie intake should be very apparent. He certainly didn't end up wearing the fat from all those processed snack foods. And now we get to protein. No one needs more than the RDA of protein per day. This is another overgeneralized nutritional turd that's masquerading itself as a gem. One that popular vegan athlete and author Rich Roll had peddled in a 2012 blog titled Slaying the Protein Myth. In that blog, Rich made the claim, and I quote, "No scientific study has ever shown that consumption of protein beyond the RDA advised minimum stimulates additional muscle growth or expedites physiological repair induced by exercise stress." End quote. To me, this demonstrates two things. One, Rich clearly didn't do a whole lot of research on protein requirements before writing that statement. And two, Rich has a poor understanding of nutrition, specifically sport nutrition. While the RDA, or 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, is ample for your average man or woman to maintain health, those who are physically active require a bit more, and there's a body of research to support this. For instance, according to the Journal of Nutrition, endurance athletes require 1 to 1.6 grams per kilogram of protein per day, which is about 0.45 to 0.73 grams per pound. Strength athletes are recommended to consume 1.4 to 2 grams per kilogram of protein per day, according to the International Society of Sport Nutrition, that is, which is about 0.64 to 0.91 grams per pound per day. According to the book Essentials of Strength Training and Conditioning, which is developed by the National Strength and Conditioning Association, vegans are advised to take in a bit more to combat any potential bioavailability issues. But how much more, you might be asking? One professional nutritional consultant in particular, a Dr. Susan Kleiner, who works with various elite athletes from sports teams to Olympians, recommends an additional 10% of protein per day for vegans. This comes to about 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight per day for vegan strength athletes. And I actually use that latter amount with my own clients at the Vegan Muscle Academy. And that amount could even go up to 2.3 to 3.1 grams of protein per kilogram of lean body weight per day to maintain muscle tissue when deep dieting for a bodybuilding contest, which is about 1 to 1.4 grams of protein per pound of lean body weight per day. As you can see, protein needs should be determined by factors such as activity level, type of activity, body weight, and even your overall caloric intake. So please, stop generalizing, people. You can eat unlimited amounts of fruit and lose weight. This one always causes me to shake my head. It is as if many vegans think that fruit calories just do not count, when, for example, the ever-popular banana contains 121 calories per single large banana. If you ate 30 of those fuckers, as in 30 bananas a day, then you just clocked 3,630 calories. That is the rough resting maintenance from bananas alone for a lean, active person who weighs about 242 pounds. For example, Mr. Olympia Lee Haney back in 1984. For someone like me, that would be a surplus of well over 1,000 calories in one day from bananas alone. A week-long bender of that sort of daily eating, even with my training schedule, would likely add 2 pounds of weight to my body, or about that, and most of it would not be the good kind. This brings me back to what I said earlier about fat intake. Calories matter. I don't care if those calories come from oils or bananas or from processed junk. Calories matter. If you overindulge, you will gain weight. There is no magic. For those who claim they eat as much fruit as they want and still lose weight, I'm not saying that they're lying, but as much as they want is still a caloric deficit if they're still losing weight, either by calorie intake alone or in some combination with exercise. There is no magic. The problem occurs when people listen to this poor, blanket, anecdotal advice, and perhaps they possess a huge appetite, like myself, and they can eat themselves into an extra pant size or two in a month's time, leaving them to wonder, what the fuck did I do wrong? What you did wrong was listening to the nutritional advice of Durianrider, Freelee, and people like them. You have been warned. Fully raw diets are healthy or superior. I've covered this huge, sloppy pile of feces in a previous video supported by a number of studies. I will link the most recent one below for your convenience and save myself from rehashing the minutiae. Let me keep this simple. Records show that we've been cooking our food for at least 1.9 million years. It takes 1 million years for lasting evolutionary changes to accumulate, and we've been cooking for much longer than that. Our bodies have long since adapted to cooking, and I've explained in my previous videos that many foods are healthier and more nutritious for us when they're cooked. These foods include tomatoes, corn, mushrooms, beans, and various greens. My advice is to cook where appropriate and eat raw where appropriate, like with fruit, nuts, and seeds. In other words, eat a mixed diet. Don't follow some unscientific, cultist dogma sprouted by people who look as though they might smell of patchouli and body odor and favor words like chakra. By now, I am sure that someone's butt is twitching from a little bit of hurt, so just lighten up. I was being a bit facetious with the patchouli and chakra comment, but this is really an important topic. Too many people have quit, and some even make it a point to publicly criticize veganism due to their own incredibly retarded dietary decisions from when they were vegan, like eating raw. So these stupid beliefs, they need an ass kicking. So I ask that all of you, if you truly care about the successful spread of veganism, like this video, or even dislike this video if your anus is aching just a little bit. You'll get over it. Also, share this video with others, even use it in debate with others. Comment on this video and reply to comments on this video. Get this video seen and heard. The power is in your hands. YouTube algorithm takes all manners of video activity into account. So the more activity of any sort, good, bad, or ugly, the more the video will be discovered in search results, and ultimately the important message seen and heard. Also, if you've not yet done so, please subscribe to my channel. Just click that button below. This way you can stay on top of my weekly updates. This channel is all about the science. No bullshit. If anything, I'm like a vegan bulldozer of bullshit. I clear that shit right out. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I will see you in my next video.